Do you keep on making the same trading mistakes in your trading? You know what to do, but you just cannot make a consistent profit. You know your trade strategy inside out. You can see it on a chart after the event, but at the time you just cannot make money from your trade strategy. And you've been around the houses looking for strategy after strategy, but you still cannot be consistent. You've been trying for all these years and you still can't make a consistent profit. Well, this is something that we certainly want to look at right from the start with our students. We always run, and this is just an area of it, guys, that we do here at Trading College. We want to run our personality profiling on each of our students on the mentorship program, because this gives us as coaches an idea of what your personality style is like, not your friends or your trading buddies or whatever. It's what your style is like, because you are unique, okay? And so you need to trade to your style, but not just placing trades. You need to have a routine, an environment that fits around you personally and nobody else. And maybe your mate's got the same strategy as you, but you can't make money and he can or she can. What's going on there? So we run the report. Let's dive into this student's report. We won't obviously mention his name, but let's just dive in. I'll show you exactly what we look for, because I think it's so important at the start of your trading journey. If you know what your strengths and challenges are, then you can play to those strengths and you can improve your challenges. Okay, I'm not going to say weaknesses, because there is no such thing here. Let's dive into the report. So we like to use the report called DISC from the US, okay? It's got C, D, S, and I. And, when I was being trained in this several years ago, this enlightened me so much. And if I'd have known about this style of personality profiling reports, I'd have understood why I made the decisions as a professional football player when I did. Why did I react to that when I was being managed as a professional football player in my football career? And I look back now and say, because it was my personality style. This is what I'm like. And so there's two types of personality styles that we need to look at in the report to start with. And one is your natural style, and one is your need to adjust to your current environment. So as we make our way down to this profile 1 and 2 here, you see the natural style for this client here is high C, in fact 60% C and 40% D. Now his perceived need to adjust in trading is to become to be a C, which is good. You do need to be a C personality, analytical, detail orientated. You need to look at charts. You need to look at the numbers, your data, your journaling. You need to look at all that, and that's what C's are really good. However, he thinks he should be, less of a D, and he's absolutely correct, okay? Because D's are very competitive. They can throw their toys out the window or the pram. Very much when they have losing trades, which doesn't help them at all. So that's going in the right direction. But their natural style here for this person is 40% D. So the question is, what's going to make him or her a better trader? Let's look at the motivators around this person. You can see here the relationship between their personality and trading. And you can see here, talking about facts and nothing else. This motivates that person. Obviously, being a high C with the analysis and the detail, they like facts. They don't want to generalize. They want detail and facts. And in trading, there is detail and facts, because there's charts, there's strategies, there's trend lines, there's support and resistance. They are facts, okay? And they obviously want to maintain quality and progress, keep on progressing, which is great. Wants to know where one is heading. Freedom to make his own decisions, which is good for traders, isn't it? He'll enjoy that, because he'll be able to make his own trading decisions. Trading's a lonely business. He's sitting here, he's taking trades with the freedom of nobody around him, with the office doors closed. He can do what he wants, and he's happy as Larry around that, okay? And, he's strong, direct and forceful supervisor in his current job, and he just likes sticking to facts, okay? So a C personality type is data driven, likes charting. I'm a C personality. I love charts. I like looking at detail. So I can look at these charts on my screens here and I fall in love with them every single day. I mean, do you do that? Do you love your charts? Do you love trading? I certainly do. But we also want to look at things that reduce motivation, things that get you down, get him down. And one thing that stands out here as a coach when I'm coaching students on the mentorship program with this is that, now one thing here, he doesn't like mistakes. Nobody likes mistakes, but this person may really exaggerate when they make a mistake. Okay, now they could get angry. D personalities, especially high D personalities, could get quite angry with themselves, take it out on themselves, and they don't do themselves any favors. Losing face here as a coach, I would certainly, this would flag up for me, because this person, if he has a losing day, he might or she might not want to discuss it with anybody, might not discuss it with the coach. So as a coach, I've got to make that an easy option for him. You know, that is going to be a comfort area for him. If they have a losing trade, you know, let's talk about it. We only learn from losing trades. We learn from losing trades, and that's okay. They're not going to lose face. It's part of trading. You can make lots of money if you have 70% winning trades. That means you can have 30% losing trades. You can make serious money by having 70% winning trades. And having those 30, when he takes a losing trade, don't lose face, just keep going with the system. Now this person's going to be good, probably sticking to the system, because they're detailed, C personalities. Now what may be a challenge with this person is they're looking for perfection. C-type personalities are looking for perfection. And the problem here, or the challenge here is they will go round in circles looking for the best strategy, looking for the best system, and never really stick to one system, because they will have 30% losing trades. Okay, so when they have 30% losing trades, they get off, get on their horse and go looking for another trade strategy, and they don't stick to it. All right, they're looking for perfection, and I mean, that for me is the one thing that really sticks out here. And, the carelessness, being considered as irrelevant, well, they're not certainly going to be doing that. But I think having a losing trade for this person is really going to hit them hard. And what we got to learn and what we got to coach into them is that losing is perfectly fine as long as you're managing risk. And probably with this person, even if they have a winning trade, it's never good enough. They dive into more analysis, more detail, more indicators, and it gets very frustrating for them. And with the high D in them, then that could come out in an aggressive manner. All right, so you get higher D personalities, low D personalities, high I's, high S's, and high and lows. There's a range of where you are, and there's not one type. You could be a D and an I, or an I and an S, and so on. But we'll talk about that on different videos, guys. I think it'd be good if we can go into the I personalities, because I personalities are wonderful creatures, very much so, and they've got different tendencies to deal with trading. So if you want to talk about that, then put a comment in down below. Let's go to the actual personality profile and show you exactly what different styles there are. And you may have already done this if you've been in a job. A lot of jobs require this type of a profile, an assessment to be done. Because they don't want to get it wrong, do they? They don't want to hire wrong. So a D style personality is direct, demanding, results orientated, assertive, decisive, independent, impatient, strong will. C, analytical, detail, exact, systematic. S star is steady, caring, supportive, pleasant. I had an S style personality that come to me, and he hadn't placed he'd been basically demo trading for 2 years. 2 years demo trading. And he was doing great. He'd grown his account to millions of pounds in his demo account. He just couldn't get to go live until he came to us. And his very first trade, when we're doing our day trading academy, he made a fantastic profitable trade, and it was his first live trade. We got him doing it, and he hasn't looked back since. So they're really steady Eddie. They test all the time, and they don't want to take too much risk. S style personalities, I style, and as I said, let's take a little look at what style maybe you are and put it down below in the comments, because I would love to just go through the different styles here, because we have tested hundreds if not thousands of our students on this. They fill it out themselves, they go through the whole process. It takes a little bit of time. Once it's done, it is so accurate. I-type personalities, I'm I as well. This is the outgoing side of myself. Enthusiastic, optimistic, animated, persuasive, expressive, probably, you know, the person that's the life and soul of the party. You know, and pretty much not D style or C style, pretty much I style. And yeah, so put it in the comments, guys, and we'll take a little look and maybe do the next video on your style and how it can improve make you a better trader. And so you can see that the C and the D was this person, and maybe they need to just chill out a little bit and move into a bit of I style personality. And I remember when I was coming back, I was in the old days when you would ask the pilot, the captain, can you come up in the cockpit on the way home, and can I sit in there with the landing, because my brother at the time was a steward at BA, and I managed to sit with the captain up front. As we were coming into landing, he was all fun and jolly and stuff, and I was just sitting behind him, and suddenly he just went boom, put his cap on, went into serious mode, and you know, got into the detail side of it. And I think that's what you should do with trading. Be yourself, but once you come into trading, once you're there, you're sitting there to trade for the day or the session, you put that trader's cap on and you become the trader and take your trading strategy to the best of your ability. And once you've finished your trading, then you can just move into your natural style. Anyway, hope it helps, guys, and I waffled on a little bit there, but give us some comments in below, and certainly we'll look at the I personality next.